me a better price?
Don't underestimate the beetle. They can be some of the toughest little guys around. Yes, you can.
There's a strange wanderer near Wolfendom.
It's been getting quite busy recently.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer near Wolfendom.
Which should I choose? Reboot.
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer near Wolfendom.
I guess I'll post an expedition at the Adventurers Guild. You're also
Arataki numero uno ito here in the flesh. Ha ha!
Haven't you heard? There's a strange wanderer near Wolfendom.
Can't catch me!
Maylin is like terrified of like male nipples.
No, it's because, you know, when you don't want to stare at something, but then you just end up looking. And I
Continue.
just feel like it's staring into my soul. And get with me.
In other words, you don't
Out of
stare
my
at
way.
the nipple stares you back.
Hello, my fellow Sigma males, and welcome to Trash Taste. I'm with my usual fellow Sigma males, Connor and Joey, and we are with our mum, Maylin, maker of the boys.
She birthed us from her mind vagina.
We were just discussing today, and we were like, should we just bring Nolene back on?
Yeah, just
How many episodes has it been since you were on? You were on like episode 6 or something? Or episode 7? Something like that?
you were like
First 10,
one of
first
the
season.
first.
It was like 60 episodes ago, something like that.
You're the only person who's been on Trash
bond
Taste
is
that hasn't
strong.
signed a sheet sheet. So we got to change that now.
But I'm always
she signs
here.
our checks. That's
Yeah. I do.
She gives us a signature every month.
So yeah, we thought
That's
we'd mix things up this episode, and I guess bring on our manager, and I guess get a female perspective on things, right?
Why
Yeah.
does female sound derogatory when you say it? Doesn't it sound? People say females. They're like females. Does it? Do you like it when someone refers to you as a female?
I'm indifferent.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
the
know,
hard-
'cause
it's
I
the
watch-
hard
I've
feed.
had people who've been like,
Do
that
you
sounds
hate
so.
being called a male?
No, but I've had.
Oh, that
friends.
male over there.
I've had Sigma male too.
Sigma male.
I've had friends who've been like, oh, female sounds so like incelly, like derogatory.
Oh, yeah. I think it
They're like
depends on
females.
the tone. The tone you
Yeah.
say it.
Yeah.
It's
But
the
when you're
hard. It's the hard
studying-
fee, isn't it? Female.
I've had friends,
if you
I've had
actually-
friends who've said it.
Yeah.
Sam.
I don't think the word itself, but if you're just like, yo, female, how's it going?
Yeah, that's offensive.
Hello, my fellow females. Like,
Wow, God is now the 93%.
I watch a lot of not anime, animal videos on YouTube. So like, oh, this female badger. So I'm like, I don't care.
It would be
no
weird.
one goes this female human over here is.
It would be kind of
Yeah.
weird to be like this woman badger like that. It would, you know,
I think that's just for humans.
this lady badger.
although in like child like nature shows, I think they say girls and boys, don't they?
The girl badger.
Yeah, like the girl badger.
Oh yeah, I think it
Being
depends.
I think for like
raps against the wall.
I think for like newborns.
Yeah.
Right. And then
That's
and then I guess when they
see that
reach
coming.
of age, I don't even know what that is. Or like when they're an adult,
they call
they're just
that
male and
puberty?
female. But I've never thought about this deeply.
Well,
So
because boy and girl kind of sounds more like infant.
We're getting really into it now.
yeah.
Whereas like you're not gonna like point to a baby and go that female over there.
You would
Times
say
have
the
changed.
baby.
But like if you were to specify which baby, you would say the girl baby. Or the girl.
You would just
or
say
whatever
that
the
little
baby
girl.
identifies.
Yeah, that little girl, right? You don't say that little female.
I
What are
don't
we
know.
talking about?
I don't know what we're talking
I
about.
don't even know what
I
we're
think
talking
it's because
about.
it's after dinner. You guys are full, and it's just like.
Don't date this.
Don't tell them when we record.
Yeah.
I don't want them to know. I'm kidding.
I don't want them to know our eating habits and our recording habits. Jesus, Malin.
Oh, I was just sitting up there. You guys
What's
are-
the strangest thing you've seen one of us do?
No pressure.
Just wondering. Let's go right
Yeah,
into
because
it.
I feel Maylene's perspective of
yeah, Maylene
weird is
thinks that
very
we do
different to
weird.
the
Yeah.
average female.
Give them like behind the scenes.
You just said
Whoa, Joey, the hard F. Jesus,
Okay,
dude.
let's just.
female.
Oh my god. What a terrible start.
Press the advantage.
Do you know? Do you have something in
want
mind,
some
or
of this?
do you not
Oh,
want to say
okay,
it?
Okay. Well, the most recent stuff is the stuff that comes to mind. I haven't been watching you guys before this much. I'm like upstairs.
Attaboy.
Well, it doesn't have to be on.
Yeah, because I will say, like, definitely recording Trash Taste has made me more self-conscious, and also hanging out with Maylin has made me more self-conscious as well.
I don't say what?
No. Sometimes I'll just do something subconsciously. Like, for example, I'll be sitting there and I'll like have my hand in my sock, you know?
Oh yeah.
which just happened like half an hour ago, and she was like,
I wouldn't say. Let's see. It's not weird. What is cute? When Sydney calls you little baby man. we're it's like dinner.
Why'd you have to do my boy
Sorry.
online?
Did with me. I love it so much.
The Sigma male energy just goes out the window.
Like we're eating dinner.
Malin, not in front of the camera, Malin.
I'm
Jesus.
not allowed to say this.
I'm just kidding. Just said it now.
No,
That's on
we're
tape
at
now.
dinner, like it was Thanksgiving, and then Sydney
really
was
is
like,
strange.
"Oh, Sydney goes, oh, it's my little baby," and then Garn. I thought Garn's like this,
It is like when your mom is like, "Oh, my little boy's doing well."
but
It's
out of
like
nowhere
that.
he
It's really
starts
strange.
blushing, like, and I'm just like, "Whoa, Sydney's."
God, she
got,
is
like,
she is my
control.
fucking mum, isn't she?
Yeah, right.
Like, she's just like trying to fucking embarrass me right now. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
No, because like I feel like Sydney started saying that just like to piss me off, and then like you
You
know
don't
when.
look pissed off.
Yeah,
No,
but
no, no, no,
does it
no.
piss you off?
No, because like you know when it's like when you're in like a group of friends, right? And then you say something ironically,
Yeah.
and then you start saying something ironically, and then you keep doing it, and then it becomes unironic, right?
Baby boy.
Little baby man. Little baby man.
No, because that came from just a random fucking video. Like, cause I remember when Joey used to fucking dab everywhere. I'm just like, Joey, can you stop fucking dabbing everywhere?
Yeah.
And then I started doing it, and I'm just like, I fucking hate Joey.
Yeah, you used to dab all the time.
Yeah, because I made it my life mission. I think it was like 2016, 2017. I told myself at the beginning of that year, I'm like, I'm going to do a social experiment. Every photo I upload of myself that year, I need to be dabbing. And I'm just going to see if I can like fulfill that just to see how
Did you
far
fulfill it?
I did it.
No way.
Yeah,
Not every single photo.
Every photo of me in 2017, I'm dabbing.
Why would you do that?
Because it's hilarious. Because seeing the
I'm
comment,
not
I have to
seeing
look
because
that up
because
now.
all of the angry comments of people being like, "Why are you doing this?" was just funny to me.
Yeah, but then at which point did it stop becoming ironic and you just ended up doing it? Because
I
that
think after-
definitely did reach that point.
Yeah, I think after maybe the second time I did it, I was like, "Oh, it's kind of fun."
I did think there was a year that you did dabble on. That was probably the year then.
Yeah, that was probably the year we met, actually. It was
Like,
like
what an
2016,
awful impression.
2017, right?
What an awful first impression.
Yeah. But like, I feel you're very like heavily influenced by the people around you in that sense. Because like recently, in that same sense, right? Like you started dabbing unironically after I kept
dab?
doing it.
Oh, you dabble?
You dabble in the dab?
Dabbed? Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, but then like like on this fucking podcast, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm very known to saying I fuck with this, and then Gant started saying it unironically as well.
What can I say?
also
If
say
you hang out with your
100%.
homies enough?
Huh?
You also say 100%. 100%.
100%.
Sometimes it echoes in my head. Like after recording, I go home, walk into the train, 100%. Like, doing
It's
this.
rent free in
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah.
You're the Matrix in sync. Boys.
Yeah.
You guys are always
Yeah.
in sync.
No, you
If one of us is doing something, the other is just programmed.
But I don't think Gaunt does stuff that rubs off on you. I feel like it's only you rubbing off on Gaunt.
Whoa.
Literally.
Phrasing.
No.
No, you just hang out with your homies enough and I guess you just start to mirror each other.
yeah,
I don't
but
know.
I hang out with you a lot, but I still sip like a normal human being.
I mean, that's just me. You know, I
that shit, right?
don't know why I sip like that. It's just I think it's the sippy cups. I just can't sip like a normal human being. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't
like-
really feel like a baby.
Yeah. I'm gonna find the original video. One thing I do want to talk about is the viewers don't know this, but you are like one of the most prolific Google reviewers in Japan.
Oh yeah, you are.
Right?
Used to. I would
Used to?
say 3 or 4 years.
What, who dethroned you?
I just stopped.
You like what was the highest rank?
High.
Master.
It's like high. Was it?
Adorn my night.
Something. Top 5%.
Wow.
And it gives you a different score every month.
See, I didn't even know you had scores.
I didn't know
Right?
that
Yeah,
either.
Do they pay you?
No.
Do you just do it for like the clout?
No, it's
No,
just,
she does it for the prestige.
I do
Yeah.
it for the badges.
What do you get for the badges?
Like it just says, "Oh, you're a novice or novice."
She
novice,
literally does
novice?"
it for the Xbox
Oh.
achievements.
It's
So you literally play Pokemon Go just in real life.
yeah,
But with like restaurants and stuff.
yeah.
To be fair,
Restaurant
whenever
stuff.
Malians recommend me a restaurant, it's normally very good.
It's usually
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
If I've eaten there.
I'll
Yeah.
I'll
If I've eaten there.
I'll go there and I'll feel like, wow, this is amazing. And Mei-Ling was like, yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, every time we can't go to a restaurant with Mei-Lin anymore and have her enjoy her meal because every time we're there, I can see the cogs turning.
You just don't
in her-
ask
in
me.
her
Just
brain.
don't look at me while I'm eating.
I can't help it. It's like it's
Yeah.
super fascinating watching your thought process as you eat this food.
I really enjoy food, but I do just eat it very fast.
You do. Like, you're someone who eats food so fast that I don't know how you can enjoy it.
So I've when
Do you
I
have weekday eating mode and weekend eating mode?
What the fuck does that?
No, speed.
I
The
agree.
speed in which you
I
consume
agree.
the food.
But also, when I think I'm eating this too fast, and then I slow down like my chewing or whatever, I'm like, it doesn't really taste any better.
It just makes you more full.
Does it?
Yeah.
The slower you eat, the more
the slower
full
you eat,
get.
the more
Yeah.
full you get.
Yeah. It's
Be
like
real
because it takes a certain amount of time for your stomach to process it and for a signal to get sent to your brain that says, "Hi, I'm full." So if you actually eat slower, then it's just a much more natural way to eat less because then you'll get full much faster.
I think
like
if
telling
I'm
your
not like dining with people, I don't really like to take it slow. I like to just eat it and get on with what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you're at like a fancy restaurant,
Like if I'm at a
I like
fancy
to take my
restaurant,
time.
I'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like, oh my god, you
When I-
have to try these bananas. They're dashing.
Slowly.
Swerves the line.
Oh my gosh, takes one bite, sip one. Oh.
I mean, I feel like that's part of the experience. Like, I think part of the experience of enjoying food with me is not just the food. It's like I did like
Social aspect.
It's the social aspect and also the drink as well. Like getting the food paired with like the perfect
We're way
drink
behind
actually like
schedule.
really enhances the
We're
experience.
I feel like just food tastes so much worse when you're eating
Yeah,
Oh
Like-
shit, what?
I
Think so?
we're just
Depends if it's like A, B, C, D.
When I have good food, I feel so sad when no one else is around to appreciate the good food. Right. I'm like, this is good.
Why you take a picture and you make
That's
a
why
Google review?
that's why whenever we go out to eat, I'm like, man, this is good. I mean, but I'm loving it. I'm like, this is good.
sometimes I'm just like I'm not gonna ask Mei-Lin because I'm really enjoying the meal right now and I'm afraid that she's just gonna dash my dreams.
Yeah, we had like a.
she's like that reviewer that you don't want to hear the opinion of.
Like, just let me enjoy my Sword Art Online meal, Mei-Lin. Like, I don't care about your
It's a 9
opinion.
out of 10, right? No, it sucks.
Well,
it fucking sucks.
I don't care if people dislike my favorite shows. But when I get to like when we were at the old studio, we had like the Stone Bay pizza. It was really good.
Yeah.
We loved it, and it was like 4.5 or something. It was really high
Yeah, it was fantastic.
on Google reviews, and we took Mei-Lin, and Mei-Lin was like,
No, it's just because I don't like pizza to begin with.
what? What? What do you mean? You're from like America.
I just
Contender for the shittiest take of the year.
That's pretty
I think.
bad. That's pretty bad. Why?
Wait.
There's no type of pizza you like.
there is a specific pizza
What?
that's made in San Francisco.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
for fuck. Oh,
Yes. Yes.
and the entire world groaned.
The home of pizza, San Francisco.
But even so, I could only eat like one pizza a year. I don't really like.
One pizza a year?
Yeah.
And it needs to be in San Francisco. Apparently.
I have
Fuck, I
never.
just felt all the Italians just fucking die.
Yeah.
Italian gas.
Mamma fucking mia. What the fuck was
There's
that?
better foods to eat than pizza, I think.
I just thought every human on Earth enjoyed pizza.
I just thought it was a mutual love.
Yeah.
I just thought it was there. It was just like I'm pretty sure it's like a test for like how to determine if you're an alien or a human, right? Because like if they don't love pizza, then they're probably an alien, right? Because no
What do you
human
like
doesn't
about
love pizza.
What do you like about pizza?
Do you like cheese?
I think it depends. It's all about timing for pizza, when they get it out and how long they're cooking it, if it's crispy, soggy.
Nah, man,
and
Domino's
so
you can
many
eat, like,
places
any
get
time.
it wrong. You know?
Okay, how would you rate Domino's?
I wouldn't rate it.
Like it's like not even worth. It's like not worth eating.
Okay, there's some moments where you're watching a movie or something during a long break and you want to eat something greasy. Then pizza, the Domino's, I'll eat Domino's.
Right,
But
right.
It's not
I'll
like
eat the
freaking
peasant
amazing.
food. I'll do it.
It's not like
What?
amazing.
Oh, okay.
Right.
What is like the best fast food then, in your opinion?
If you say In-N-Out, I swear to God.
I like In-N-Out though. I really like In-N-Out.
But yeah, but knowing
ne-
how
I've-
much she loves San Francisco.
I've never
I
had it.
actually really like McDonald's.
yeah, me too. Me too.
But
Wait, American McDonald's or Japanese McDonald's?
Born of ice and
It's all the
frost.
same.
no,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
No, it's
not.
not.
American McDonald's makes me
Have you
sick
had
every
American
time.
hamburgers?
No.
American McDonald's makes
McDonald's
me sick.
hamburgers.
Every
right?
time.
I just get the nugs. Nugs are like universally just the same
They're
everywhere.
freshly fried.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean, nugs are great. The fries are great. I think McDonald's fries are the best out of like the major chains.
But if they're like soggy, it's like.
Well, that's
Actually, they're good when they're soggy and cold, and they're kind of been like sweating a bit in the
What
bag.
is this? What is
Good.
this? Come on, you're joking. What is this?
Google food reviewer.
This is the this is the local expert when you go on Google.
how to lose your credibility in like 5 minutes.
But also, the Google review thing, it doesn't really mean much. It just means I contribute a lot.
How did that start? I'm so curious about how you just
Because you are literally the only person I know who does this.
I think
Yeah.
it was an obsession because like there would be new restaurants that pop up, and then I'd be the first one out of everyone in the neighborhood.
I mean, that is true. Tokyo like switches our restaurants like
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
Fast. They like restaurants pop up and go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was really cool whenever I'd log into my Google Maps account and be like, wow, you've got 1.2 million views on your photo. I'm like, wow. Yeah.
how it feels to be a YouTuber.
No, nobody comments. They just look at it, which I like. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yay, they saw it.
It's just a YouTube video with the comments
I
turned
went
on.
to a KFC one time and uploaded a picture of my friend eating a KFC.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Google made it the front picture.
Showed me that.
And it was like, you click on this KFC. It's a pretty popular KFC. And it was just him sitting there eating a KFC. Not a flattering photo at all.
Why did you upload that?
Because I wanted to see how it worked.
That's hilarious.
I wanted to see how it worked. And I found out afterwards, you can't take down Google Photos.
No, you can't.
And he was furious at me. He was like, why did you put
You
it up?
can take down Google photos.
Really?
Yeah, I
It
can.
wouldn't let me.
Maybe it's the privilege of
You're gonna be a Google food reviewer.
Are you in the top 5%?
You know, every week I go on Google Maps and it's like, your picture is popular. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's my mate. But yeah, sorry. So, I mean, so you start reviewing things.
Yeah.
When did you get addicted? Was it like immediate?
So do you like go out on purpose to look for places, or do you kind of just like wait till a new place pops up?
Well, I get tired of eating the same food a lot.
Yeah.
So when my husband asks me,
Yeah,
where
so-
do you want to eat? I'll be like, can we go somewhere new? I just want like that stimulation, that like excitement.
I hate it because I never used to be like that. And then I moved to Japan, and then I'm just like, I want to eat something different every day.
There's so many. Japan has the most, for example, Michelin restaurants in the world. And you don't even
Yeah.
have to eat at a Michelin-starred restaurant. Everything's
Do you even-
extremely
If you're a
good.
peasant.
Do you rate the Michelin star restaurants? Because I know you've been to a
I
few.
do. I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also kind of weird if you go there often and then the chef knows you rated them. So I don't.
They probably think you're one of the reviewers
Actually,
at this
there's-
point,
There's
right?
one restaurant that I really liked.
Yeah.
And then I just don't review it because I don't want them to know my thoughts.
What makes a good and a bad reviewer?
A bad reviewer is just like, oh, this place sucked, or it was too expensive.
Because
or
I
something.
normally only give out 5 stars, and I don't review restaurants I don't like.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think a lot of people only review restaurants they hate or some restaurants they really like.
Yeah.
Right. They can't be bothered to formulate a middle ground.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I look at a place and then I see maybe there's only 3 ratings, and then I look at the 3 reviewers, and this person only has 2 reviews, this person has 40. I look at their profile.
So you don't
and-
look at just the reviews; you stalk the account of the reviewer.
I go deep.
You're like a jury analyzer, like
because-
questioning the credibility of the jurors.
Yeah, because for example, if these 2 reviewers have a streak or record of just giving 2 stars, why would I trust the review?
I just don't think I have the effort to like click on
It's
someone's
because you don't
name.
care. You just Uber eats everything.
But also,
You don't even check a restaurant before you try it.
The people who normally sound like the biggest dicks are the local experts.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah,
always
they're-
have like the most snobbish reviews, and like I every time I read them, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like he made it seem
Yeah.
like
How often do you read Google reviews?
if I ever go to a new place, I always look at them.
Really?
Unless it.
I just look at the stars and I'm like, yeah, that looks good.
Is that Malin's influence?
No, I just always did that.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes people maybe like comment like the best dish. or something
yeah,
to
pictures
recommend.
of because you don't know what to order
So
either.
I don't, sometimes I don't really know, and occasionally I can't read it because it's all in kanji. And then I'm like, I point at the picture, I'm like, give me this one. What this
So I
guy
do.
had.
It's like a menu.
What this guy had. You don't do that?
No.
Why am I the weirdo?
Aren't there menus here that have no pictures and you
Yeah,
really
in
can't
kanji,
read it?
yeah, yeah.
So
Sometimes
you just go through the pictures.
Sometimes you just gotta put your face.
Also, yeah, I do.
God, and just order food. I don't know.
Throw the dice.
Just throw the dice.
What you do in that situation is also sume. Ask for the recommendation.
Yeah,
Whatever he says, you're like, yes. I hope this is good.
I just get whatever sounds nice. I don't know. Like
I
sometimes,
just Nihongo Joes with that shit. I'm
Well,
like,
Joey can read.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, there's some like handwritten menus. I'm just like, what?
Oh yeah, bro, those are so hard to even like remotely figure out what's being like said.
Oh, if that's the case, then I ask the waitress. I'm like, what does that say?
I actually have the
if you can't read it, then what?
Comic sans.
Sometimes, like I've seen some handwritten ones, especially like really fancy, like Japanese restaurants, where they're like, love to use that like traditional calligraphy style, and I'm like this just looks like sweet.
The ones with the Higawari menu.
I'll be Higawari's the one that
The
like
daily
changes every day.
special.
I mean, like daily specials are always awesome, but like I've seen menus that is literally.
Watch yourself.
Precision systems, including closed-loop systems with high-resolution time domain analysis or frequency domain analysis, all require precision and wideband. I'm Claire Crowe, a senior applications engineer for the precision technology team at Analog Devices, and we put signal chains to work for you. Whether you are doing time domain analysis and care about latency and noise, or frequency analysis and require total harmonic distortion, our solutions and resources will help you select the right precision signal chain for your application. These fast samples
illegible, where it's just so messy, and they always use like fancy terminology that just doesn't work outside of that context.
My
Italian.
favorite moment of eating in Japan is when you go to ryokan. It's like 20 courses. And they just come over to you and explain every dish, and I just look at the thing for like 2 minutes straight, just nodding.
See, I'm actually interested in those kinds of menus, though.
I don't know what they're saying to me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
right,
like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
I'm like nodding. All right, this is a little
Yeah,
excessive.
in your head, it's like, this is food. This is also food. This is a food.
Korewashite.
I think you eat it or take like half a bite and then tell them, what is this that I just say? And then that's better. Like, they have time to explain.
Well, but like
what to say.
usually what they do is they bring all the food out, right? And then they explain it, and then they just fuck off. So
Yeah.
you don't even have enough time unless you're eating it as they're explaining it, right?
I just I'm just like, come back, please. I need to
Come
know.
over here.
Yeah.
I want to talk.
I am formulating a review.
Yeah, I took a picture and I have to leave notes next
I'm
to
a
it. so
local
just
expert,
kidding.
I'll have you
I
know.
don't-
Are you the local expert? Do you get that badge as well? Or,
I'm not sure.
like, I'm just so curious, like, how often do you have to eat at somewhere new to be in the top 5%?
I have no idea. I haven't been top 5% since like 2017 or
That's
2018.
worrying because you do quite a lot of reviews.
Yeah. I think
How
there's
many
more
reviews
now
does it
than
take to
before.
be in the top?
I have no
It's becoming more mainstream.
Maybe.
There's a
Maybe.
Japanese guy as well who's like trying to review every single Starbucks in Japan,
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
and it's like ridiculous. It's
Do
like
they taste all the same?
that's what I wonder. It's like what can the difference be?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
like
know.
going to like every McDonald's in Japan.
He has to probably order the same thing from each place, though. Otherwise, it's not a good comparison, right?
Probably.
But I think they have the season.
Yeah, but now
yeah,
Starbucks
yeah.
Japan just released a thing where every single prefecture has its own frappe.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
That's such a Japanese idea.
It's
You know?
actually really cool.
It's
'cause
kinda
it actually-
genius.
Yeah, they all look super unique as well. Like none of the flavors look the same.
I went
Fuck, now
I went to Kyoto the other day and I had like the Kyoto Frappuccino,
Yeah.
and it was like matcha with like caramel and some shit. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, fuck it. If I can
That
only
is
have this
very
here, I'll
Kyoto.
have
The
it.
Tokyo one sucks.
What's the Tokyo
It's
one?
like coffee jelly and some shit.
That is a very Tokyo thing. Coffee
Yeah.
jelly.
Do you like jelly?
Yeah.
I think jelly is the worst dessert. Like it is by far the
Nah.
worst.
Have you had Nikon jelly?
I don't give a shit.
Mikanzeri is bomb. That shit's bomb.
Jelly-
Why is it good?
Jelly is literally the dessert of peasants.
What are you talking about?
It is
What are
literally
you
like-
actually
Jelly
talking
is
literally
about?
like the-
incorporated on all kinds of high-end
It is literally the cheapest
meals,
dessert.
though. What?
What? No.
It's the cheapest one.
What?
It's the cheapest one. You build.
How?
it was-
Someone needs to take
Cheese
this
can be
privilege away.
delicious, though. It doesn't have to be
It's
expensive.
basically
to be
like
delicious.
mattress filler. I don't want to eat it.
No, because like you don't just want jelly by itself, right? I mean, sometimes you want jelly by itself, but if it's like incorporated in a dessert,
You don't like
it's really
coffee
fucking
jelly
good.
with a bit of ice
Oh,
cream?
I can't stand it. It's awful.
Oh, I love coffee jelly.
dreadful.
What don't you like about jelly?
It tastes like nothing half the time, and when it does taste like something, it's like
Maybe
you
you
could have
have
made
COVID.
you could have made something else. Shut up. You could have made you could have made literally anything else with this flavor profile, and it would have been 10 times better because it didn't feel like a floppy mess in my mouth.
It's sometimes it's just a very light
jelly.
It's just a very light flavor that like it's not too strong.
Yeah.
A lot of the times it's just very light.
Sometimes I don't want a dessert that like punches me in the
I just
face.
feel like it's like a slippery and also I just don't like the
It's just
texture.
lighter than like ice cream.
Is
right?
it more so the texture you don't like?
The texture is a massive part of it.
Okay.
But I also find that
So you don't like
the fl-
gelatinous
the
things?
no, but I found that the flavors can be replicated in any other dessert that is just better.
Like what?
Like ice cream. Ice cream.
Ice creams?
You need an
ice cream and jelly
maker.
don't taste anything alike.
Like,
what are you
when they're like
talking
coffee
about?
jelly, you could have done ice cream coffee. You know what I mean? Like that
With
would
No,
have
but
jelly
usually,
chunks.
yeah, usually you get like a vanilla ice cream with coffee jelly. Like that shit's great.
No, just put like pour an espresso on it. Just
I'm
make it affogato. You know what I mean? I'd just rather that. Don't do this jelly shit. Fuck this jelly
I'm
shit.
sorry, ice cream and jelly taste nothing alike, even if they have the same flavor profile.
Yeah.
It's like two totally
Yeah,
different
because it's
things.
the texture. I don't know. I find that it's like
I just
never,
don't think you're a fan of gelatinous things.
Yeah.
No, and it's also like when they do it, I'm like, really? You couldn't afford gelato or ice cream? Really? I feel like that's what's going on.
Peasants.
Yeah, like
Peasants.
I'm like,
Commercial for it, and I'll live to that.
Ancient alchemy.
If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Haven't you heard?
Next.
Ancient alchemy.
We're way behind schedule.
Revamping the stage for the festival couldn't have been easy, that's for sure. I bet this year's festival will be one to remember. I don't know much about the Grand Bazaar, but I do know that the residents here have a penchant for song and dance. Two things that the academia doesn't particularly approve of. Oh, and the perfume sold around here is a lot better than what you'll find elsewhere. The fragrances are longer lasting and they're gentler on your skin and... I mean, that's what I've heard at least. Revamp. I don't know much about... Oh, and the perfume sold... I mean...
Things are really shaping up, and there's a buzz around the festival this year. We're expecting people from all over to come by this year and buy things during the festivities. Don't be fooled into thinking that Sumaru City has the best of everything. Some festival snacks are only offered here in the Grand Bazaar. And when it comes to musicians, dancers, or singers, the Grand Bazaar's got the best of the best. Sure, those folks at the academia might not like it, but what's a festival without song and dance?
Dancing at the Sub-Zero's festival. As a child, I even asked my grandmother why we performed the dance for the Lesser Lord when it was originally done to honor the Greater Lord. My grandmother said that Greater Lord Rukkhadevata is a beloved deity and honored by all. And Lesser Lord Kusanali is too. If the goddess of flowers ever knew Lesser Lord Kusanali, then she would certainly have wished to be her friend and hold celebrations for her too. The Sub-Zero's festival has been losing its appeal over the years. That is, until a wealthy benefactor stepped in this year and brought the festival back to life. I heard she forked out a lot of mora to make it all happen.
What's with your yellow hair? And why do your clothes look so funny? Are you an outlander? Did you know that the Sub-Zero's festival is about to happen? There'll be loads of fun things to do at the festival. But the best part is when Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, passes out candy to everyone.
Is there no future for me?
Milu, your outfit looks amazing. There's also something different about you from when we first met up.
I thought I'd add a little extra pizzazz to my dress for the festival. See?
Wow, did you sew all that yourself?
Uh-huh. Sewing is a fundamental skill for everyone in the theater company because we make all our own costumes. Did you know that Mr. Zubair not only can make costumes, but props too? I've noticed that you can't keep your eyes off that crown over there. Would you like to try it on?
May I?
Of course. The legends say that the goddess of flowers had beautiful horns on her head, so this crown was made to reflect that. Dunyarzad, you look absolutely stunning with it on. It's like I'm looking at the goddess of flowers herself. Hey! Is that who Paimon thinks it is? It looks like Catherine. her behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild. This is the first time we've ever seen her taking a break. Hey, Catherine!
Huh? Oh, hey! It's the Traveler and Paimon! What's shaken?
Whoa, break time Catherine sure sounds a lot less formal than usual. Paimon was still waiting for her to say Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Sure. Standing behind the counter at the Adventurers Guild doesn't require any complicated functions. But saying and doing the same old things over and over again can get pretty monotonous. Like watching the same Fontaine movie day after day. But take you two, for example. You travel across Teyvat to enrich your lives and gain new experiences.
Well, we enjoy traveling across Teyvat and all that, but we're mainly looking for clues about her brother.
Yes, you should keep searching. Sometimes the answers we're looking for aren't necessarily at our intended destination. Instead, they're found along the way.
Huh. Haven't we heard someone say something pretty similar recently? Anyways, what brings you out here, Catherine?
No, not particularly. I guess you could say that I'm loving the recent atmosphere here. If festivals bring happiness to everyone, then that's where their true value lies. Oh, it looks like it's about time for me to be heading back now.
Alright, we'll see you next time at the Adventurers Guild. Oh, by the way, thanks for connecting us with the Eremites. We've already made some great friends in Sumaru City thanks to you.
I'm sure you two will get along well with the people here. You've already been blessed by the element of Dendro after all. See you around.
There's something really different about Catherine today.
Hey, Traveler. Paimon.
Oh, hey, Dia. What's going on?
I've got something to tell ya. My lady knows you're looking for ways to meet Lesser Lord Kusanali, and she's been trying to come up with a way to help you. Well, I have an idea that might help.
Are you serious? We'd love that!
It might not necessarily pan out, so don't get your hopes up too much. I'll need to take you two somewhere and ask someone some questions. My lady is feeling a little worn out at the moment. Nilu's found a place for her to rest. After I take my lady home, let's meet in front of the Citadel of Regzar.
Sounds like a plan!
Fascinating.
Let's head over to the Citadel of Regzar and wait for Dia!
Next on the agenda...
Sorry, I'm late. It took some convincing for the master and mistress to believe that Miss Dunyarzad was only sitting in the port for a while because she was in a bad mood. Anyway, I guess I should be thanking you. I haven't seen Miss Dunyarzad that happy in a long time. If it wasn't for you two, she probably would have been caught and dragged back much earlier.
a whole lot nicer than when we first met, Dia. Who would have thought you had such a soft spot for Dunyarzad?
It's called being a professional. I'm a bodyguard, and I work for whoever's paying.
Look, Dia's blushing.
Listen, you two. I don't expect to be working for Miss Dunyarzad very long, but I hope to finish things on a positive note if possible. Let's cut the chit-chat and head into the Citadel. We'll see if the person I know has a way for you two to meet with the Lesser Lord. Oh, hey, Chief.
Ha, Dia! What are you doing here? And well, didn't expect to see you three together.
I take it you all know each other already?
Mm-hmm. We met this morning after the Adventurers Guild pointed us to Osfon for more info.
No kidding. Huh. So, where's Ruksha? I thought I'd help these two out by asking about the theft. Anything you can tell him?
Ruksha's gone over to the Academia. The Grand Sage recently ordered Sumaru City to begin bolstering its defenses, so people from all over have been called back to the city. Since you've already mentioned the theft, I suppose I might as well tell him what we know.
Appreciate it, Chief.
Theft? Sorry, what the heck are you guys talking about?
Just recently, the Academia lost something, and there's a chance the item is connected with the Dendro Archon. This case might just somehow help you in meeting her.
I suppose that's one way to look at it. But if you ask me, the case is more about the Academia than anything else. Let me fill you in. The Academia recently sent a convoy to pick up an important package from Aru village. Word got out, and the convoy was robbed on its way back. The Grand Sage took the whole matter very seriously. Not only did he dispatch the Matra, but also enlisted our help in the search for leads. All we know so far is that whatever was stolen is currently in Port Ormos.
You two have heard of Port Ormos, haven't you? It's the largest commercial port in all of Sumeru. You can travel there by leaving Sumaru City and heading south along the river. The Academia's grip isn't long enough to reach all the way to Port Ormos, so the city's a little more laid back, meaning the population's also a mixed bag. You never know who you'll meet there.
Apparently what was lost has a great deal to do with the Akasha, knowledge, and even the gods. I'm afraid I don't have any other details for you, though. If you're interested, maybe you could head to Port Ormos and ask around yourselves. If you want my advice, try introducing yourselves as students of the Academia once you're there.
Are you serious, Chief? All the Academia students are in Sumeru City, you know. Why should they pretend to be students in Port Ormos?
If you're also interested, just go there and see what happens.
Count me out. I've got plenty of work to do here for the Homayani family. And take it from me, if you two really do decide to visit Port Ormos, you'd best watch your backs. Let's just say that the Eremites there aren't nearly as friendly as those here in Sumeru City. There are even some extremists who go around shouting slogans like, "Retake Sumeru for the Scarlet King." Word is that more and more are joining their movement. They're becoming a real headache for Chief and the others.
You bet they are. The Scarlet King's been dead for thousands of years. Now they start spreading rumors of his return.
Not everyone's like you, Chief. Even the desert natives who abandoned their homes in the wilderness still wish to have a god of their own. Well, Traveler, that's about all the information we have for you.
Thanks, Dia, and you too, Osfond. Since we've gathered all we could for the moment in Sumeru City, let's head to Port Ormos and see what we can find next.
Miss Dunyarzad is looking forward to seeing you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival, so be sure to get yourselves back here in time for that. Good. Then we'll see you both at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Ha! You You must really be something if you've got Dia the Flame Mane speaking on your behalf. The Corps of 30 isn't officially overseen by the Academia, but because we're hired mercs, there's still lots of sensitive intel that I can't reveal to you. In the end, when it comes down to it, the city's safety is both the Corps and Academia's top priority. I've told you all I can about what was stolen from the Academia. As for why you should pretend to be students in Port Ormos, I'll leave that for you to find out yourself.
It's been a while since I visited the Citadel of Rexar. I'll catch up with Chief for a bit before I head back myself. He really did a lot for me in the past. Remember, to get to Port Ormos, just follow the river south from Sumaru City's port. Just be sure to take care of yourselves out there. We'll meet again at the Sub-Zeru's festival.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the Corps of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumaru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds. Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads. We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osfun told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos. Paimon doesn't get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item? Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what...
We're way behind schedule.
Welcome. Welcome. How can I help you two?
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Of course. Especially around this time of year. Students from Sumaru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little. Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the Academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the Academia have it even harder. Sure, we may not be Sumaru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the Academia. You see over there? Those are students from the Academia. They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago. If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
It's no good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Rexar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein El Akhmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing. They're usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein El Akhmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 Mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that? So, what's our plan? Wait, didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 Mora! Have you lost your mind? Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of Mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
Next on the agenda... We're way beyond... Next on the agenda...
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot the group they mentioned.
Oh, you've arrived. Please, take a seat.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Yeah, with boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumaru, and all of them shall be punished.
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
What's going on? How can there be Kairagi here?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want? A student? Huh. What's a student from Sumaru City doing in Port Ormos? Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it? Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Oh, that's right! We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're, archaeology students!
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Ain al-Ahmar are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru. The Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, yes! That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies. Furthermore, she conspired with the Academia to cover up the truth of her actions, and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection. Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together. If what I'm saying makes you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King. I don't have anything to say to you Academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Huh?
You again? Deranged Academia lunatic?
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory. Once you show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Hey! Shut it all, Hatham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this,
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
I'm warning you, don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Tevat. If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also, a word of advice. I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 more to them.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Einan. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do business with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Whoa, did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too! Plus, he seems to know a lot about what's going on around here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions! He went that way! After him!
Please, just leave. Forget the cost of the meal. Just, pretend nothing happened today.
Did I adjust the shipping schedule?
Next on the agenda.
Wait up! It's Al-Hatham, right?
What do you want? No need for thanks. My goal was to get to them, and you two gave me just the opportunity I needed. We're even. Oh, I advise you to keep your distance from them. Since they weren't able to make off with your Mora in the end, they might harass you again in the future. All right. Goodbye.
Hold your horses! We still have something to ask you about! Since you tore through their scam right in front of them, you must know the real story about certain something, no?
Who exactly are you two? And why are you inquiring about that? A student. Right. Look, you should know that those thugs conducting business with you had nothing to do with your lie.
Huh? Oh, yeah! She's really strong! something about a physical exchange? We can help with that.
She doesn't even have a vision. Forget it.
Maybe not, but she can still use elemental energy. Otherwise, there's no way we'd go asking for info from from guys like that. Those high-headed thugs are definitely gonna bring a lot of backup for your next meeting. Even if you don't go alone, you won't regret taking us with you.
All right, I accept. Got a pen and paper? If you're searching for someone who sells that kind of merchandise, I'll give you one of their addresses, and you can try your luck. We'll reconvene at the appointed time by the pier. It doesn't matter if you show up or not.
So, since you were happy to give us this merchant's information, does that mean you can tell us exactly what we're after?
You were willing to part with 500,000 mora for something and you didn't even know what it was? Okay. Well, if you truly are as skilled as you claim, then you can beat the answer out of them when they become hostile. Look, if you've been making inquiries, then you have to know something by now. Tell me what you know so far, so I don't waste time repeating information.
We know it's connected to the academia somehow, and that not only do the Eremites deal in it, but some students want to get a hold of it too. What else?
You know almost everything there is to know, but you're unable to compile this information because you've never seen the object before. This is what you've been looking for.
Huh? Paimon can't tell what it is. It looks like some kind of ornament.
This is a knowledge capsule. To put it simply, it's a vessel that can store a fixed quantity of canned knowledge. It's like a miniature Akasha. Anyone who links it to their personal Akasha terminal instantly becomes privy to its contents. Correct. Anyone. Unlike the Akasha, which heavily regulates who can access what information, knowledge capsules confer their contents without any requisites.
That's amazing!
It's essentially a convenient and harmless vestibule for knowledge. Unfortunately, it's illegal in Sumaru to privately possess or trade them. They were created as a means for scholars to transfer knowledge gained from Irminsul into the Akasha, and are intended to be destroyed immediately after use. But despite strict regulations, some of these knowledge capsules will always escape destruction. After all, there will always be those in this world who are dissatisfied with life as designed for them by the Akasha and wish to change their fate. Over the past century, a wide variety of canned knowledge has been leaked from the academia. Now, in Port Ormos, the valuable ones are a means to mora for the Eremites. Meanwhile, those which the Eremites deem to be useless to them occasionally prove useful to the common citizens and hapless academia students. Well, I think that about sums it up. Oh, so that's your true objective. With our current arrangement, I don't believe I can offer an answer. You're still resolved. Fine. Let's talk somewhere with fewer people. Let's continue our conversation here. If you wish to learn more about the knowledge capsule that the Academia lost, then you must help me with something. I need you to find someone named Dory, a traveling merchant. Unlike the peddlers who hawk inferior knowledge capsules, she often has quality goods in stock. Some say that as long as there is profit to be made, there is nothing she won't dare to sell. She's guarded against people from the Academia because most of her wares don't comply with Academia regulations. I think she blacklisted me. I met with her informant, but it soon became clear that they had no intention of letting me get any further. Become one of Dory's customers and earn her trust. This is my condition for further collaboration.
Why do you want us to meet with her?
Until you complete this task, you don't have question privileges.
Fine. So how do we go about doing this?
You two are outlanders who haven't been here for long, so Dory should view you as safe clients. I'll give you the informant's address and their contact. Beyond the password, though, I have no way of knowing what other tricks she might have up her sleeve. You'll have to improvise.
This is kind of nerve-wracking.
The true challenge begins after you meet her. She has a keen nose for Mora and a shrewd eye for wares, and she only likes customers who she deems to have good taste. I'll prepare some funds for you. Buy her highest quality wares and earn her approval.
But we only just saw a knowledge capsule for the first time. We don't know how to tell which ones are good and which ones are bad. Is that something we can learn quickly?
That's true. Have you two heard of elemental sight? Oh, that's a surprise. Guess I'll have to hold you in higher regard. Anyway, that ability should resolve your issue. Here are 2 knowledge capsules. Tell me, can you detect any difference in their quality?
They look the same to Paimon.
Try inspecting them with elemental sight.
How'd it go? Did you see anything?
Rumor has it that higher quality knowledge capsules generally appear brighter when viewed through elemental sight. That's because knowledge originates from Irminsul, the root of Dendro power itself. The more powerful the knowledge, the richer it is in Dendro energy. However, some canned knowledge with a high concentration of elemental energy is of little use in contemporary times, so those capsules are of little value. Using elemental sight is merely a stopgap measure, but it should suffice for earning Dory's trust.
That sounds pretty impressive.
Here's a sheet with the informant's location and contact password, and here's the Mora for purchasing canned knowledge. Don't be cheap. You'll need to spend to catch Dory's eye. If there's any Mora left over, just keep it. Oh, and be sure to exercise some caution. There have been Matra present in Port Ormos lately. Your efforts will be for naught if they catch you.
Matra?
They belong to the Academia's regulatory body. They also handle cases of illegal canned knowledge transactions. Like I said, the Academia has banned both their trade and possession. The Matra are razor sharp. You're in for nothing good if they lock their sights onto you. If you two want to back out, now's the time. Okay, then we have a deal. If you succeed in your dealings with Dory, come find me at the Wikela Funduk. We'll have an open discussion then.
Looking at what Al-Haytham wrote, Dory's informant is a trader near Old Ormos. Let's follow these instructions and try to get in contact with him.
Hello. What are you two looking to buy?
Wait, are you sure you're remembering that right? Paimon doesn't think it was that on the paper.
What a unique palate. We have unripe horror fruits, but we usually keep them in the back. I'll have someone escort you.
Following the paper got us past the first round.
Ronak, these two want to buy unripe horror fruits. Show them to the warehouse.
Got it. You too. Please follow me. You two have a fascinating fashion sense. We haven't seen a customer wearing a Sumaru rose for quite some time.
Hold on. Let me think. Sumaru rose means common merch. No, look again. We're obviously wearing morning flowers.
Ah, my mistake. I do apologize.
Whew. That pop quiz sure was scary.
The warehouse is up ahead. Please follow me.
Port Ormos is pretty great. There's so many new and interesting things, not to mention all the tasty food. Sumaru's largest commercial port sure lives up to its name. Look at all the merchants, and everyone seems excited just to be here.
How did things end up like this?
All thanks to your artistic license. That's how. I should have made you wait until we got an update from Tanja.
But when I finished the prototype Aranara yesterday, you agreed that the kids would like it. That's why we tried bringing it out for a test run today.
Well, I never thought they'd dislike it so much.
Oh, what should we do?
Whoa. Yeah. Compared to everyone else, they seem really down in the dumps. Let's go find out what's going on. Hey there! Paimon's name is Paimon, and she's a traveler who was just passing by. Is there something bothering you?
Oh, I noticed you two a moment ago. Welcome to Akara Crafts, the best toy store in Port Ormos. At least for now. What's bothering us is this prototype Aranara. To start with, could I get your opinion on it?
Prototype Aranara? You mean this wood carving here? It looks like a mushroom monster to Paimon.
There we have it. The verdict is in. What a headache.
Not the first negative feedback we've had.
So, what exactly is a prototype Aranara?
So for context, Aranara are magical creatures in Sumeru fairy tales that live in the forest. For the store's 20th anniversary, we plan to release a series of hand-carved toys based on the Aranara stories that kids know and love. This is a prototype we made to get an idea of how they would react. But when we put it out there, the reaction was not quite what we'd anticipated.
They thought it looked like a mushroom too, huh?
No, worse than that, actually. I can't quite describe it, though. And I'm also not very good with kids. Maybe you could ask them for yourselves.
This is not an Aranara. No way! I've read Uncle Tanja's Aranara and the Ill Little Fungus. It says that Aranara are supposed to be chubby and squishy. The carving looks nothing like that.
Toys do look better when they're round and chubby. Uncle Tonder said in Aranara's vow that you can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. This carving makes me feel lost and confused inside. I don't think the creator put his heart into it at all. It's nothing like an Aranara. Ooh, didn't put his heart into it, huh? Oh, sounds like one of those things that's easier said than understood.
Kasid and Alia didn't like this carving, but I think it's okay. It doesn't look too happy, so it's kind of pitiful in a cute way.
Oh, a positive review!
Yeah, so I would totally ask my dad to get it for me, if it wasn't meant to be an Aranara.
Oh, well, that took a sudden turn for the worse. We asked the children for their opinions.
Oh, how did it go? Has it maybe, grown on them at all? Oh, this is such a shame. Why isn't Tanger back from Gandharvaville yet?
Oh, the kids kept mentioning an Uncle Tanger, too. Who is he exactly?
Uncle Tanger is a famous children's author here in Port Ormo. He wrote quite a few stories in the past, but none of them were popular among children. Just like our prototype Aranara. But around a year or so ago, he suddenly had a eureka moment or something. And suddenly the children loved every one of his stories.
That's right. My little Ghaffari loves his stories too. The whole reason we decided to make these carvings was because we saw just how popular the Aranara are among children. We asked Tanja for guidance, but right after he agreed, he went off to Gandharvaville with his son to look for inspiration. They haven't returned yet. We were running out of time, so we had no choice but to carve an Aranara based on our own imaginations. As you can see, this was the result.
Oh, we have to do something. Hey, since you're the famous traveler, could you do us a favor and look for Tanger in Gandharvaville? He doesn't have to come in person if he's too busy. Just ask him to write down his suggestions and bring his notes back to us, if you could. Please, if only to put a smile on the children's faces. And, of course, you'll be well compensated for doing us the favor.
They seem pretty desperate. Let's help them out. To see the kids smile. And also for our reward. Yay! Reward!
Tanjo takes his son with him everywhere he goes. The two of them are very close. Maybe that's why he was able to come up with such great stories. Anyway, we're counting on you. Please find Tanja for us.
Every new toy we've ever launched at Akara Crafts has always had kids from all over Port Ormos flocking here to buy it. We thought our Aranara carvings would be a big hit, too. Who would have thought?
Supposed to be here in Gandharvaville looking for inspiration. But how do we find him? Should we yell his name at the top of our lungs? Hey, buddy. What's your name? What are you doing here all alone? Do you live in Gandharvaville? Regardless, don't worry. As a trainee forest ranger, I'll do everything I can to help you.
Hi, Miss Forest Ranger. I'm Rozzy. Don't mind me. I know the way back to Gandharvaville.
When people say, don't mind me, what they really mean is don't worry about me. That's all the more reason not to leave you alone. Hey, don't cry. What's wrong? Take your time. You can tell me all about it. Huh, that voice sounds familiar. Paimon's heard it somewhere before. Oh, it's Kale! And a child who seems to be upset. Oh, let's go say hi. Hi, Kale. How have you been? Paimon and Traveler. I've been doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. I'm helping Master Tainari patrol the forest. What brings you here? We're here on an errand. We heard your voice, so we thought we'd come ask you for help. You seem kinda busy, though.
I'll be fine. You go help them first, Miss Forest Ranger. I'm okay, really. The sand got into my eyes, that's all.
What a well-mannered child. Sand? There is not a lot of sand in a forest. You keep saying you're okay because you don't want us to know what you're upset about, right?
Maybe.
That's exactly why you have to get it off your chest. Here's a trick. If you're keeping a secret that bothers you, you can try telling it all to a tree hollow.
A tree hollow?
Yeah, a tree hollow. Do you know Tanja's stories? The Aranara living in the forest will patiently listen to every word children say. Maybe there really are Aranara living in the tree hollows that will listen to you.
You like the R&R stories too?
Of course. I love them.
Oh, people who like R&R are the best. Okay, I'll try telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Thanks, Miss Force Ranger. You know everything.
Aw, you're just exaggerating. Anyway, I'm trying to be like my friend, who always does her best to cheer people up when they seem sad. So, how are you doing? Feeling any better now? The forest is very dangerous, so how about we stick together?
Sure.
Wow, Kale's so good with kids. Well, helping children who are lost in the rainforest is all part of our forest ranger's duty. So, what was it you wanted help with? You're not lost too, are you? Okay, so you're looking for a children's author from Port Olmos called Tanja. And he's here in Gandharvaville, looking for inspiration. Wait, when you say Tanja, do you mean the Tanja?
That's right, Uncle Tanja.
So he's in the area, looking for inspiration for a new story as we speak? This is amazing. Could you wait for me for a second? I'll run Razi back to Gandharvaville and then I'll be right back. I've always been curious what the man behind those incredible stories is like in person.
Tanja's just a normal guy.
Even so, he must be more creative than most people. Wait, hold on. Razi, do you mean you've met Tanja before?
Mm-hmm. He's my dad.
Your dad? Tanja's your dad? As in you're Tanja's son?
Uh-huh.
Ah, Paimon sees. That guy at Akara Kras told us that Tanja brought his son along with him. So he meant Razi. Why are you here on your own, though? Did you and Tanja get separated?
We had an argument. I was upset, so I ran off here by myself.
Oh, in that case, we should take you back to Gandharvaville first. Then we'll look for your dad and tell him where you are.
No, I'm good. Thanks for your advice, Kale. I'm not so upset anymore. Come with me. I'll take you to him.
Yay! Thanks, Razi! Paimon thought we'd be spending the whole day looking for him.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I'm actually gonna meet the Tanja!
Oh.
So Tanja headed this way. I know this place pretty well. Follow me.
We're way behind schedule. behind schedule.
Rosie! Where are you, Rosie?
Someone's calling for Rosie over there.
Oh, Rosie! Thank goodness I finally found you. What would I do without you, my son? Were you in danger? Did the wild beasts scare you? Did the stars guide your way?
I'm okay. All thanks to their help.
Thank you. Thank you all. I dare say that even the most cold-hearted Spino crocodile would be moved to tears by your kindness.
Oh, it's nothing. It's all part of my responsibility as a trainee forest ranger. I'm the one who should thank you for creating so many wonderful stories for the children of Sumaru. I love them too.
Really? I didn't know anyone read my stories apart from young children. That must mean you're still in touch with your inner child. Okay, then. I have the inspiration for my next story. It shall be about an Aranara granny who's a child at heart.
Huh? It's an honor to become the source of your inspiration.
Whoa. Kale looks like she's about to pass out. Hey, Kale, are you okay?
I'm okay. Sorry. I just got a little too excited.
Are you two story lovers as well? Yes. The moment I saw you, the image of an Aura giant and an Aura finch traveling together popped into my mind. Excellent! Improvisation! Yes, mount your trusty steed of imagination and canter through the lush meadows of lyrical expression. You have the potential to become a celebrated storyteller too, you know.
Seems like Tanja has a slightly exaggerated view of what it means to be a children's author. Also, Paimon's not a finch! That's nothing to get excited about!
Akara Crafts. Oh, right. I remember now. That small boat once sailed into the sea of my memory, but before long it floated away over the horizon, never to be seen again. Perhaps for the best. After all, a wild tempest was a-raging in Tangier Harbor.
What? Paimon has no idea what he's saying. What should we do? Do you think we should get Tainari to take a look at him?
Dad's saying he forgot about helping the people at Akara Crafts learn more about Aranara because right now he has something more important to do.
Oh, that's what he meant! Well, there it is! All the proof you needed that this kid is definitely Tanjir's son. Wait, no, this isn't the time for all that. Tanjir, your help is pretty vital to the toy makers. You gotta do something!
But the garden that blooms before my eyes is of greater importance, for therein lies the beautiful Padisara that all the children of Sumeru dream of. I, Tanjir, have found evidence of Aranara activity right here in the Avidia forest, conclusively proving that Aranara not only exist in stories, but in real life too. If I manage to document the first real-life Aranara sighting, the petty problems that perplex Akara Crafts will be untangled in no time. Meanwhile, I may well be able to leverage this to assume leadership of the academia. Then all across Sumeru will know of the great Tanjir living in humble Port Ormos.
I haven't written any papers myself, but I think you need to have a bunch of them approved by the review board before entering the academia. You also need a detailed and objective experiment record. Anyway, Tanja, what did you mean by evidence of Aranara activity?
The hook's what's important in a story. The great storyteller Tanjir never gives his audience the bait right away. Come with me.
Wait, not that way.
Kale, what's wrong?
Nothing, but that way leads us deeper into the Avidia forest. I I'm just concerned for Tanja's safety, and I think I'm starting to understand why Razi and Tanja were fighting.
Just as I expected, the promise of one of my stories has kept you hot on my heels.
But this is just an ordinary tree hollow. Paimon's not seeing any evidence of Aranara.
You can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. Look with your heart and you too will understand.
Paimon's not sure what look with your heart means. But anyway, let's start by investigating the area around this tree hollow. Could this be the evidence that Tanja was talking about? The handwriting's so hard to read. It's too hard. I can't remember the names of all these mushrooms. Do Aranara need to learn about mushroom classification? Here's another note that says, "This tree hollow is my castle." That sounds more like something an Aranara from the stories would say. There's another one here! If only I were a clever Aranara. A clever Aranara. Is the emphasis on clever or Aranara?
Next on the agenda...
How does it feel to bear witness to a groundbreaking discovery? Exciting, isn't it? The crude handwriting may look like a child's, but don't forget, we're in the middle of a rainforest. I doubt that a child would be able to reach this deep into the forest, and I doubt even more that they would think of this lowly tree hollow as some sort of impenetrable castle. I boldly hypothesize that this tree hollow is in fact the Aranara's academia. The notes we saw were written by the Aranara themselves. There is no doubt in my mind about an Aranara that wasn't so bright left a note here wishing to become a clever Aranara. Oh, I shall craft a new story for them and call it The Aranara in the Tree Hollow. How's that? Don't the very words just conjure up images of Aranara in your mind's eye?
Nope.
Well, many an adventurer knows how to take to the skies with their easily visible wind gliders, yet they do not possess the invisible wings of imagination, making it hard for them to keep up with my train of thought. How about you, Miss Forest Ranger? Do you soar into the atmosphere on the wings of imagination?
Huh? Me? I don't know. Maybe I do, but maybe not. Anyway, it has nothing to do with me, so yeah, I'm fine. It's just that witnessing Tanja's creative process is a little...
Overwhelming.
Oh, yes. Yes, overwhelming.
For now, I've decided to stay here with Razi until we witness the legendary moment when the Aranara appear in this hollow. Don't worry, I won't let the Akara Crafts toymakers down. When a real Aranara appears, their little troubles will be resolved in an instant.
He seems pretty stubborn. Looks like we'll have to stay here and wait a little longer.
No, I think we should return to our camp first. Tanja, an Aranara in the Three Little Fungus It says that R&R are very sensitive creatures. I don't think they'll show up if we stay here.
Oh? Was that in the story? Ah, yes, I remember now. Miss Forest Ranger, you sure know your stuff. In that case, let's go back to camp and call it a day. We'll continue our search for evidence first thing in the morning.
Next on the agenda.
Traveler, wake up! It's not the Aranara, it's Kale! She's gone! Oh, Paimon's been worried about Kale since last night. Even though she kept telling us she was okay after we saw the evidence of Aranara activity, she's been acting kinda strange. Anyway, let's go find her. Hey, look! Aren't these Kale's footprints? But why are they headed towards the tree hollow? So Kale came back here alone. Is she waiting for the Aranara to show up?
And I thought this was a place nobody knew about. I never thought Tanja would find it, or that I would run into the Traveler and Paimon. If I'd known, I would have just told the tree hollow instead of writing it down. There must be another way to practice my handwriting. Now I've created a whole new problem for myself. What do I do now? Dress up as an Aranara? Oh, no, that won't work. I should be writing something that an Aranara would never say, so that Tanja won't mistake me for one of them. But what should I write? Oh, I've got it. There's no way Tanja could see this as the work of an Aranara.
So the evidence of Aranara activity we saw during the day was actually evidence of Kale's activity. But why didn't she just tell Tanja? Oh, right. Kale told Razi that he could tell any secret to a tree hollow. Must be because that's what she does, and now she even writes it down. Yeah, you're right. We'll keep her secret for her. Oh, looks like she's almost done writing. Let's head back.
Aha! There's a new note just as I expected. Yes! It's the same handwriting, which means it must have been written by the same Aranara. Let's see what it says.
Ooh, what could it be?
I want to visit Mondstadt during the Ludi Harpastum again? No, that's impossible. This must be some kind of mistake. How could an Aranara go to Mondstadt for the Ludi Harpastum? Even I would never write that into a fairy tale.
So, in other words, the notes can't have been left by an Aranara.
Yeah. If you ask me, they were probably left by a passing merchant from Mondstadt or something. Definitely not an Aranara.
No, I refuse to believe it. I can't.
What do you mean you can't? It's not like it'll take you a huge amount of effort.
You've written so many stories beloved by the children. I'm sure you can help create carvings that are just as successful.
No! I can't do it. I thought that if I could find an Aranara, I'd be able to help Akara Crafts, but it was someone from Mondstadt all along.
But you've managed to write all those stories without ever having seen a real Aranara, right? What makes this so different?
Razi, You tell them.
Really? Can I?
Yes, it's fine. Tell them. I know this is the moment you've been waiting for.
Okay. Kale, Traveler, Paimon, do you remember when I said that there was a secret I didn't want to tell anyone? I didn't want to tell anyone the secret, but it made me feel very sad and also turned Dad into a completely different person. So, I think I should tell you. Dad isn't the one who came up with all those Aranara stories.
What? Hold on. So if Uncle Tanja wasn't the author, then who was it? Wait. You don't mean...
It was me. Dad's been telling stories in Port Ormos for as long as I can remember. I always got to listen to all his new stories. Every night, Dad would give me a Zaytun peach for dinner, and I'd eat it while he told his stories. The Zaytun peaches were delicious, but Dad's stories were really bad. He always uses sentences that are really hard to understand and strange, metaphors, I think they're called. But Dad kept on going, telling his stories again and again. One time, he even borrowed a camera from Lord Sangemabe's shop and got me to take pictures of him in action. Dad showed me the picture and said that it shall become the precious record of Sumeru's best storyteller early in his career. Even though I only had Zaytun peaches to eat and not so great stories to listen to, I was happy. Then one day, I tried telling Dad a story I came up with. Dad seemed really excited from the very beginning. He looked really happy. He lifted me up high into the air and told me to continue. He lifted me up so high that I was looking down at him. As I continued with my story, I saw his expression gradually change. And when I got to my favorite part, Dad started crying. I guess he must have been moved by my story. When Dad put me back down, I looked up at him again, but now he had a scary look in his eyes.
You remember it so vividly.
It's not only Razi. I, too, remember every detail of what happened that day. After that, I gradually grew in fame and started making money. I became Sumeru's best storyteller, just as I always dreamed. Finally, we could afford more than just Zaytun peaches for dinner. I thought it would make Razi happy.
I was really happy at first, but then everyone started calling me Tanja's son instead of Razi. I kinda guessed why, but I also didn't want to believe it. Dad got busier with things that had nothing to do with storytelling, like that request from Akara Crafts. So I made up my mind that this time, I just want to be good old Razi so that Dad will become good old Dad again, instead of Dad the way he is now, starting every story with, "Dedicated to my dearest Razi." I prefer my dad how he used to be, stumbling over words and not knowing how to end the story. That's why I decided to keep how I imagine Aranara to look like a secret.
Wait, Paimon gets it now. To sum up, all of Uncle Tanja's fairy tales were actually stories written by Razi. And because Razi didn't want Tanja to keep living a lie, he refused to help him with the Akara Crafts commission.
Yes. That's why I tried looking for possible evidence of Aranara. But it turned out that I was just being a clown, as always. And not even a funny one. I'm a terrible father. I'm sorry, Razi. I'm so sorry. And I owe you all an apology, too, for wasting your time. Razi's the only one who can help Akara Crafts. If you can manage to persuade him, that is. Right now, I think I just want to find a tree hollow and be quiet for a while.
Are we gonna let this happen?
You want me to help Akara Crafts with their carving? Well, I did mention what the Aranara look like in my stories, but to make a carving, we might need more details. Kale, Traveler, and Paimon, I might need your help on this one. I've never really left Port Ormos before. This is my first time in Gandharvaville. Well, It's my first time being so far from home. Sumaru is so much bigger than I thought. Seeing new places has given me loads of new ideas for my R&R stories. So I want to visit more places in Sumaru. That way, I can help Akara Crafts create an R&R carving that everyone will love. And I also want to take pictures of Dad everywhere that we travel to.
You still want me to come with you? Even after all I've done?
Yeah, of course. Come on, you're the best dad ever.
This is the happiest Razi has sounded since we met him.
I want to thank you, Kale.
Huh? Me? I didn't do anything to help.
You told me about telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Even though I didn't have the time to find a tree hollow, telling everyone my secret made me feel so much better.
Yeah. It's hard to keep too many secrets. And there's no need to hide our mistakes from others all the time. I made a lot of mistakes back in Mondstadt. But when I look back on them, it all feels more like a new beginning. I'm sure this experience will be the same for Tanja.
Yes. I'll do my best to become a good father again. Wait. Did you just say you've been to Mondstadt?
I just passed by once. Never mind that. Come on now. Akara Crafts is waiting for us. Let's go, Razi. Grab that camera and see what hidden inspiration you can discover along the way.
Okay, let's go. Come on, Dad.
Razi, slow down and watch your step.
Yeah!
We're way behind schedule.
It's so nice to de-stress. If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world. This is long overdue.